Hello and welcome to another stream of Control. This will be a short stream, but I will be doing another stream later after I take a break, once this stream is done. We've already heard that song. Hello there, Stan. Welcome on in. Hope it's going well. Stan, you don't feel like working at all today. That's totally fair. When you feel like that, it's definitely understandable. Hello there, Sheila. Welcome on in. Hope things are going well.
Containment Sector. Panopticon. Altered items. Maximum security prison. Dangerous.
Going really good, thank you, Sheila. Things are going well. It was good to finish Odyssey so I can free up the weekends for Red Dead 2 now. So the plan will be for the rest of the year, Red Dead Redemption 2 will be on the weekends. The first playthrough I'll be doing, though, with that game on the weekends will be my annual one. And then I'm hoping to time it right so that I can finish the annual playthrough and then start Red Dead Redemption 1 as my Monday to Friday game after that then. We'll see how that goes, but I do have another Red Dead 2 playthrough as well. One that I put on hold last year, but I want to resume that. But that'll be after my annual one's finished. But yeah, it's going well.
The containment sector, the Panopticon, is home to the altered items we find and contain. It is a maximum security prison. It's a vault for the most valuable treasures on Earth. It's a powder keg big enough to blow this world to dust. A temple, a place of worship filled with idols of angry gods. It's all of these, and none of them. It's something more profound, unbelievable, unknowable. Something worse. Altered items. We've found many. They appear mundane, but nothing could be further from the truth. They're all powerful, dangerous. They press heavy on our minds because that's their nature. They've been altered because we can't stop thinking about them. We put them on altars because they're used to being worshipped. This keeps them calm. We contain them, but they don't want to be controlled. We study them to discover what makes them tick. If this place were ever reached, it would be chaos of biblical proportions.
Makes me think of the first Ghostbusters, where they have the containment unit with all the ghosts that they've busted, and Peck from the EPA, he wants to shut down their operation because of any potential environmental hazards that their containment unit poses. And ultimately, he gets his way, and they shut down the containment grid, which releases all the ghosts. And the Ghostbusters are put in jail, and they get brought before the mayor of New York, and that's where the speech of, talking about, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's about biblical proportions is mentioned. And, fire and brimstone, all that kind of stuff. And then Peter Venkman's like, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. So when Trench said that about biblical proportions and, the FBC is containing these altered items, that made me think of that. It's funny, though, that's the first time I've actually thought of those two together, Ghostbusters and this, and the containment unit that they have for their ghosts versus the whole idea that in the FBC building, they're containing all these, altered items and objects of power that, for a better lack of a better word, are all supernatural based or have supernatural abilities.
Reminder, this week, any documents that suddenly appear pink, light red, or any shade in between must be incinerated immediately. Failure to do so will... Reminder, this week, any documents that suddenly appear pink, light red, or any shade in between must be incinerated immediately. Failure to do so will result in termination and possible bodily harm. Thank you for your attention.
Examination of paranatural topics, object of power, and the altered item distinctions. While altered items and objects of power may seem similar at first, it's important to note some very key distinctions. Firstly, objects of power grant para-utilitarian abilities. See file Part 812 for an introduction to the subject. Secondly, objects of power translocate anyone who makes physical contact to the astral plane. This is widely believed to be due to the Redacted's affiliation with objects of power. Not every individual is allowed in the astral plane, which indicates the Redacted evaluates who can or cannot enter. Thirdly, and this is not always the case, objects of power are much more paranaturally redacted than altered items. Thirdly, looking at the specific criteria that defines an object of power, it is no wonder they are notably rarer than altered items. In fact, we have redacted altered items for every object of power contained within the Bureau. Sheila, that sound scared you. You're laying in bed with headphones and didn't expect it? Oh no, Sheila, damn. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of enemies in this that have like really loud screeching kind of things and, explosions and all that kind of stuff. Smoking pram, altered item 13KE. Containment cell must be properly ventilated. Inhalation of the item's smoke causes redacted. Item is a baby carriage with a black shade and steel wire wheels. Left front wheel is slightly bent, causing a distinct wobble when pushed. Item produces smoke incessantly. Smoke density varies. Smoke is generated without apparent fire or ignition source. An incident in Paris in 1979 brought the pram to the attention of the Bureau. Smoke filled an antique store where the pram was being sold, killing the shop's owner. Update. Detailed records of the events leading to the item's discovery were destroyed in an incident in the Panopticon. Interviews with living witnesses were reperformed at the order of the Archives and Records Chief.
If anyone's there, I could really use a hand.
Someone needs help over there. Sounds like there's a man down. I'm here. What happened to you?
I got in a little scrap. Name's Horowitz.
Is he gonna be okay?
Don't look at me like that. I'm fine. But Wells is still in there. You gotta get him out.
Who's Wells?
My squad mate. We were hunting a runaway altered item. We followed it down into the clocks.
The clocks.
A threshold. The Bureau sealed it up years back because of all the clocks. We followed the altered item inside, but the way it was acting, we weren't ready. Me and Wells were the only ones to make it to the motel court. He was right behind me, but he never showed up on this side.
I'll go find him. But first, you need to get to a medic.
Wells is the medic. Please, you gotta get him out of there. I'll be fine, really. Roop can patch me up later.
Fine. But I'll be back for you.
I damn well hope so. Just use the motel cord there. It should get you into the clocks. Sorry, the threshold.
Oh yeah, it's great music, Stan. What I like too is when you get away from it, it changes, and then when you go back, it changes back to... We do a little jamming, indeed.
This Wells guy can't be far. Those must be the clocks he was talking about.
Shit.
Are you Wells? Your friend asked me to come looking for you.
That must be Horowitz. Glad he got out. I stayed back to help the others. Did a shit job of it, clearly.
You tried. That's enough. Horowitz needs your help now. How do we get out of here?
We should head back through the threshold. We can look for other survivors as we go.
We better hurry. Which way?
Just follow the blood. Let's go.
With this quest, time is of the essence.
What's with the clocks?
Threshold is back. This used to be a regular office wing before the threshold manifested. The forces at play in there got a hold of someone's old clock and started duplicating it. Now the office is abandoned and its clock's all the way down.
I guess it's about time someone came to this area. That is one of the most weirdest ones. It's so funny because those two scientists that were standing next to each other, I mean, that whole scenario was just so weird, but those two characters actually have feelings for one another. So, you can see that they're getting in really close. But, it's like when, someone films just anything at a party or something, things that, aren't that interesting to see, you know what I mean? But they're just like, oh, here's the fridge. Let's film the fridge for 5 minutes and just show you the fridge, just things like that. It's got that kind of feel to it. When someone films something and they just film stuff that's not relevant really to what's actually going on necessarily. I mean, there's some instances there of them using equipment and stuff, but otherwise it has the feel of someone just filming anything and everything.
Think you can find a way around?
Let me see. So, you came down here for an altered item?
The anchor, yeah. Langston said it'd be a simple item retrieval. But the power of that thing had, I've never seen anything like it.
Jasper Postbox, Altered Item 31PE. Agents arrived in the town of Jasper Crossing, Arizona, after the Communications Department intercepted multiple phone calls to local authorities regarding frozen people in the streets. 4 of the 5 dispatched agents became paralyzed upon arriving at the scene. Additional assessment teams were dispatched. Variations of identification formulas were tried with ineffectual results. Agents resorted to using aerial photography to study the positioning of the paralyzed individuals. Soon after, agents discovered the event's epicenter to be the local post office. Unaffected agents cleared the area of all paralyzed civilians, animals, and Bureau personnel before beginning to study the item. Agents deemed susceptible to the item were tasked with interviewing and reinforming the public away from the site. The item was soon placed on a transport vehicle manned by unaffected agents. Air travel had been deemed too dangerous given the item's effect. Numerous reports of temporary paralysis were reported by civilians along the truck's route from Arizona to New York City.
Thanks. That's O'Neill. Shit. Skyhawk.
Arctic Queen, Altered Item 10KE, Supplementary Materials, Redacted Interview, 11/20/1974. Can you tell us why you left your building that day?
I was running out to get eggs. There was that corner store on 30th.
That's why I left Michael there on his own. Knew I wouldn't be gone long. He was drawing at the table when I left. Had his crayons out. Happy. The building came down when I was a block away. I ran back. Started digging. City workers found Michael later beside the fridge. The drawings hadn't come off. Tons of bricks fall on it. And these drawings are still there. How does that happen? You kept the refrigerator after the incident. Why? You still had his drawings. God must have kept them safe for a reason, right? I'd get home from work and stare at them all night. I was in a bad way back then. Why did you sell the fridge with your son's drawings still on it? They'd gotten stuck to it, or something. I thought about cutting them off, those magnets. But maybe it was better I didn't hold on to them, you know? Gotta move on, everyone says. What's my fridge got to do with the building collapse anyhow? End of relevant portion. Just to break up the reading of things in just my voice. Or just, my normal voice. The Wild Arnie appears. This is true. Sometimes I just randomly will do his impression.
When it was clear we couldn't contain the altered item, Horowitz ordered a retreat. We got out, but Hiss were waiting for us. I took Horowitz to the motel court and went back for the others.
That was brave of you.
I'm the medic. It's my job.
Federal Bureau of Control. Okay, Mr. Dead Dog. What do you think about this? You know that airplane we brought in? Like the actual proper airplane? Guess who they made catalog every individual piece of that plane to be examined for suspected altered status? I had to count every bolt, nut, and piece of non-connected metal. And that's just on the exterior of the damn thing. Do you know how many pieces of hardware it takes to make an airplane? I do. I do! It's like, calm down, man. Jeez. It's understandable, though, having to count every single little tiny nut and bolt from a plane that had crashed, or, it's a lot. It'd be so funny, like, after Jesse becomes Director of Control. Okay, Jesse, so what we need to do is we need to catalog all these things that were damaged in the Hiss attack. We need to separate it into categories. Damage that was done by them before you arrived versus damage that was done by you after they arrived. And it's quite a big difference between the two. But it's all good. It's all good. We had the dude who likes to count small things. We had him actually count all the damage, and yeah, he's after he's finished, he's going to be quitting, but at least the job will be done. Oh, nice. This health boost of 22%, we've got a level 4 one, which is a health boost of 34%. So I'll definitely be swapping that one out. Oh, nice. Alright, so I've got the Pierce Aimed Fire boost, which is plus 27% damage while aiming. And now I can get this one, which is 37% damage while aiming. So I'll definitely swap that out. Okay, medic, where are you, dude? Hey, medic, we're gonna go this way? Oh, we're gonna go this way. Or we're gonna go this way. Medic, which way? Medic, no! He's been corrupted by the confusion. Medic, you're supposed to come with me. I'm the director. Yeah, I think he's glitched. For some reason. I don't know what reason would make me think he's glitched, but I think he's glitched. Let's see if we can unglitch him.
Let's go.
Alright, the medic is unglitched now. I think. I hope. Medic, are you going to open the door for me? Oh my god, game, what the hell? What, just because I dropped down instead of going down the stairs properly? Oh my fucking god. We serious now? We seriously doing this game? You're out of control. You... There. Open the door. Let's go back and do this again, and this time I'll just take one step at a time so we don't confuse the AI of the companion character. Alright, now let's just go down the steps normally, so we don't confuse the AI. Be very, very careful. There's glitched AI about. Are you going to open the fucking door? I'm sure this is where I need to go. Come on, game. What the actual fuck? Why is this character not wanting to open the fucking door for me? If it was a door that we had come through, we'd be able to go back through it. Hey there, Harbinger. Thanks for redeeming those. Okay, so here we go. With the recent arrival of the Harbinger. There are certain glaring gaps in the Bureau's ability to educate and raise a young Harbinger. There are no other Harbinger for Harbinger to play with, and Harbinger is expected to learn about the frightening new concepts. Harbinger will require a slow, Harbinger-friendly introduction to paranatural topics. With this in mind, allow me to introduce The Threshold Kids, a television show in which a cast of cheerful puppets explain the dangers of living at the Bureau, but also show the fun side of the paranatural. Budget would be minimal. I took a few puppet making courses at my local community center. We can have research staff build the sets, record the footage, and even do the voices. It will be good for morale, and I guarantee Harbinger will respond positively to these videos. We can't expect a Harbinger to enjoy lectures and people in lab coats. But, as television has proven for years, Harbinger love puppets. Thanks for redeeming those. Change the word of redacted that I normally say to your name and doing the reading of it with the Arnie impression.
Let's go.
Okay, so I must have been going the wrong way then. No, I can't be, because this just leads to the two bathrooms. See? Glitched. Okay, so I had to actually exit to the main menu and then come back. Harbinger, when you find him, tell him, Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Come on. The motel court is on the other side of logistics. Horowitz should still be there.
Waste mannequin, altered item 7KE. The item was last owned by Madame Harbinger, an operatic performer from Berlin. After her career ended in a public scandal, she relocated to Harbinger, Maine, for reasons unknown. With her came the trappings of her old life, including this item. Locals report that she rarely left her home in the short years she spent in Harbinger. After her death, caused by Harbinger, the state held a public auction of her belongings, seeing as she had no known relatives. Various conflicting first-hand reports exist, but testimonies provided by witnesses of the event do contain some common elements. Most every witness saw numerous mannequins break through the house's windows, tumbling outside. Some witnesses report bright lights. Some report high-pitched singing. These are unverified. Numerous civilians inside the house at the time of the incident were hospitalized for various injuries. 2 were crushed to death. Agents were dispatched upon seeing an article regarding these events during the Bureau's daily scans of national periodicals. The item was quickly identified and brought to the Bureau. Indeed, Harbinger, Madame Harbinger.
Let's go. Hold on. Something's wrong with him.
Shit.
Harwood. Oh, God, no. No, his motherfuckers took him!
I should talk to Wells. Make sure he's okay. I'm sorry about your friend.
Thanks. And thanks for coming to get me. Horowitz's HRA must have been damaged in the threshold. Guy never put himself first. At least the anchor altered item is still locked away down in the clocks. I hope it rots down there.
That altered item needs to be dealt with before it hurts anyone else. I should go back down and contain it. Head to the executive sector, Wells. They could use a medic.
Thank you, Director. I'll go see what good I can do there.
This is the safe room Wells showed me. The one with the altered item inside.
Hello, Gamer Loop. I'm doing really, really well, thank you. How's things going with you? Harbinger, control can be so claustrophobic sometimes, and then you find people like the dude in the containment sector. That's true, yeah. Threshold Management Retrospective, Threshold 9D. Threshold with Effect Harbinger manifested in the containment sector in the middle of the Harbinger department. Simultaneously, numerous Harbinger appeared in the area, injuring and killing many Harbinger. After rescue operations were completed and Harbinger Rangers were sent in to discover the Threshold's epicenter. The sheer amount of Harbinger made the expedition impossible. The area was sealed off after removing the clocks proved an impossible task. The department was relocated and the area abandoned. Researchers theorized the Threshold introduced unstable matter to our dimension, which adopted the form of the Harbinger as Harbinger when introduced to more stable Harbinger.
Great. More clocks.
How many times are we going to see this, Jesse? All these clocks everywhere. I wonder what the clock in for work procedures are in the building, the
How am I
FBC.
supposed to get across that?
Could have sworn there was something there that I could land on. But yeah, we have to come back here once we do the next main mission.
How am I supposed to get across that?
Very nice. Alright, so... Oh no, this is armor piercing. Hang on then. Yeah, this is damage against enemy armor, which is still good though. Okay, let's think about this. Alright, so I've already got that for the spin. So we'll increase this. Weapon armor damage at the moment is just plus 62. This will bring it to plus 101 for that weapon. Headshot damage is going to be good with the pierce, so we'll grab that headshot damage and apply that to that. Harbinger, can you have a badge too from Twitch Recap? I think that's something that you yourself have to do, isn't it? I have no control over that, I don't think. Harbinger, it wasn't a question. That's fair enough. Don't know, Harbinger. Have to wait and see, I guess. Wolf Globe, altered item 72PE. No unique procedures required. However, contact should be limited, as some report feeling disoriented after touching it. Item is handmade, set in dark wood. The item itself is lacquered, hand-painted, spins freely on all axes. While the continents and oceans are recognizably those of Earth, careful examination has revealed numerous Harbinger and other geographic additions that do not exist on our planet. One of these islands has a city marked on it named Tan Relio. There are no signatures left by its maker. Physical contact renders subjects dizzy and disoriented, with some reporting a feeling of unfamiliarity with their surroundings. This effect seems to grow worse with prolonged contact, culminating in a sense of listlessness and depression. Suicide has been observed in Harbinger handlers. Hey there, Ryu. How's it going, dude? You're finally back in the US? Oh, nice. I really hope you had a great vacation. I hope you enjoyed yourself and that you all had a great time. How's things going today? Oh, great, Ryu, that's good. I'm glad that you had a great time and that you're going well also. That's really good. I'll watch that video on a bigger screen in a moment. Indeed, Harbinger. For now, anyway. But I prefer to watch it like this.
August 4th, 1964. We discovered the oldest house while investigating a suspected altered world event case in the New York City subway tunnels. The agents found their way up into the building. Once we became aware of it, it was there. For the rest of the population, it was hiding in plain sight, a slippery blind spot, seemingly discouraging observation. It's a place of power. An ongoing AWE of its own, seemingly adhering to its physical outer constraints and yet constantly breaking the known boundaries of reality. It's unstable, shifting. Note, for more details on control points and the research and process to stabilize and secure the core sectors, refer to a separate presentation. After extensive research and investigation, the Bureau made the building its headquarters on November 13th, 1968. The Federal Bureau of Control was never out in the open. This was always an obfuscated, classified top-secret operation. So imagine our surprise when the building's observation-resistant aspects began in some unquantifiable way to affect the Bureau as a whole.
Harbinger, Dr. Darling, the nerd like you. He does look so excited. Yeah, he really does. Yeah, Matthew Peretta does a great job as Dr. Darling. Ryu, FMV cutscenes in modern gaming. That's it. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting the use of live action in games. And you have some of the most notable early versions, like the original Resident Evil, having the live action cutscenes and stuff like that.
P6 is what the Bureau calls Dylan. His cell's been breached. Has the Hiss found him? Are you there with him? Can you protect him?
It was very interesting when video games tried to emulate movies before it sort of became common. It really is, you know, it's a great indication of the evolution of storytelling and presentation of that story in video games, you know. You had like very early versions like in Ninja Gaiden where you would have literal, almost like comic book panels telling the story in between each level, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Hey, you bloodsuckers, it's time to suck on this. Thanks for redeeming that, Mr. Gote. That's a good one. I like that one. That scream. Mr. Gote, you reviewed the PC Engine version of Double Dragon 2 has anime cutscenes that make it feel like you're watching a Double Dragon anime. Really? I didn't realize that, Ryu. The PC Engine version. That's cool. Mr. Gote, you're welcome. You're playing Last of Us Part 1 now, so you're just lurking and chilling, but you wanted to pull up the stream. Well, thank you so much for doing that, Mr. Gote. I really hope you have a great session with Last of Us Part 1. Thank you for leaving the lurk as well. That's awesome, dude. It's such a shame that franchise never had a great adaptation. Yeah, I mean, it's another one of those cases where the concept is very simple. You either go the Street Fighter 2 anime movie route or you take the Mortal Kombat 95 route with Double Dragon. It shouldn't be so hard. That's true. You know, both can work, and it shouldn't be that difficult to translate them, really. But then again, it also comes down to who is actually adapting it and how it's being done as well.
It's been a long time since Dylan and I knew each other. I've wondered about him. What kind of man he'd grow up to be. Were things as hard for him as they were for me? Maybe in here, They were even harder.
A copy of a copy. One of the reasons why I chose to name this part that, and I struggled with what to name this part of the playthrough for the stream, but I settled on copy of a copy. It's one of the lines that the Hiss say in their trance state. But the fact that this chapter is dealing with Jesse's brother Dylan, and I've got a theory that either Dylan existed first or Jesse existed first, but after some kind of event that the sibling was created, therefore a copy of a copy. That's just a theory of mine. I don't have any real evidence to support that. It's just that the Hiss dialogue is interesting, how it mentions a copy of a copy, and there's also another line that mentions only child. And Jesse or Dylan cannot be considered an only child if they have a sibling. So, Anyway. Then again, we didn't really expect Illumination to do a decent job with Mario, and that film proved very successful. Yeah, I mean, that's true too. I'd only seen one of their stuff. I think it was Despicable Me, the first one. So I didn't really have much investment in them. But it did end up turning out well. I still haven't seen the movie myself, but definitely has been successful. Let's hope the Legend of Zelda movie finds success. Even though I'm not really that happy about it being a live-action version. But we'll see. It's a panopticon.
Oh, hello. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm Jesse, the new director. I need to get inside.
New director? Right. Well, okay. Hello, I'm Frederick Langston, the Panopticon supervisor. It's not the best time for a tour. We have Hiss everywhere, numerous cell breaches, and system failures across the board, but you're the director, so here we go. Founded by Zachariah Trench, the Panopticon is our state-of-the-art repository for all altered items.
I don't have time for this.
Power and...
I was told Dylan Faden was kept here. Can you help me find him?
Faden? Sure. Darling wanted him somewhere secure and isolated away from people. He's in the maximum security cells, upper level. But there's currently a pressing matter, ma'am. We've got an object of power loose in there. It's wrecking the place. The Benikoff TV, it's a real doozy. Salvador took a team in to handle it, but no one's heard from them for hours. This is a Category 5 OOP we're talking about, and if we don't contain it soon, it will tear the Panopticon apart. And we don't want all those altered items getting loose, ma'am. No, trust me.
Dylan's in there. Open the door, Langston. I'll handle it.
If you say so. I usually tell first-timers not to touch anything, so, just do that. Here, I'll get the door for you. And please, ma'am, call me Fred.
Thanks, Langston.
Sudden Stop hits theaters tonight. I can't believe I'm missing an Alex Casey movie for this.
Nice. A live-action Zelda movie produced by Sony and Avi Arad, of all fucking people. Yeah, it's like, I hope we don't have a Spider-Man 3 situation again in terms of, adapting. Hopefully Link's not going to be, Arnold Schwarzenegger type body running around, quoting one-liners. Well, excuse me, princess. I'm only joking about that next part. But yeah, I don't know. You think they would have just done it animated and given it to Illumination again? Harbinger, did you watch the Alan Wake reference video with Langston in Discord? No, Harbinger, yeah. There's some videos that get posted in the Discord that I don't get to and stuff. It's a bit hard sometimes when you stream long hours and then you watch other people's streams and all that too. Sometimes it's hard for me to get to other videos Even videos that I want to watch myself of my own volition. Ryu, after how well Mario turned out, you're actually shocked it's not going to be an animated flick from Universal. Langston looks a hell of a lot like Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's a good point. Actually, yeah, he does look a little bit like that. But yeah, I think that's what they should have done with Zelda. But yeah, it should be an animated flick. Hey there, Tylian. Good morning. I hope things are going well. Oh, so is that one Harbinger with the sudden stop missing the movie? Yeah.
Is the TV back in its box yet? No rush or anything, it's just, you know, an ongoing concern.
Do you like working at the FBC?
Sure. I mean, yeah, the drama's a bit much, but I get better benefits here than I would over at the Postal Service. I checked. Better healthcare. That's not to say I don't like my job, ma'am. Been here over 15 years. No one knows the Panopticon collection better than me. I'm, close to them, in a way.
I can't tell if that's creepy or normal here. How do you keep the altered items under control?
It depends on the item. Each one has different needs. Ritualistic touches go a long way. Singing to them.
Did he say
Flipping the
singing?
lights 3 times, that sort of thing. It's not superstition if it works.
What's the difference between objects of power and altered items?
Think of them like storms. Objects of power are like tropical cyclones or hurricanes for the uneducated. They're big, rare, and scary. Of course, directors can just bind the OOP and become the eye of the storm. Altered items are more like weird thunderstorms. Some may rain frogs, some may rain corn, but they all rain something.
And how does the hiss factor into all that?
It's changing them, making them aggressive. Now they're all raining, I don't know, knives. Knife rain.
Nice metaphor.
Knife rain. Tylian, there are thanks. Hope things are well with you and Jesse this mornings. That's excellent, Tylian. It's good to hear that, dude. And they are going well with me and Jesse. We're making progress in my Brother's Keeper chapter. So I'll do this chapter and then I'll end the stream and go on my break and then come back with another one. But yeah, it's going really well. You're more looking forward to Mario 2, Sonic 3, and you will admit you're cautiously hopeful for Mortal Kombat 2. So far with Mortal Kombat 2, they have shown photos of props and set designs. Already they look like a significant step up from the 2021 movie. Well, that's good. It's good, and I hope they don't take as long to show stuff before release as well, like they did with that first movie they did. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Mario 2. I wonder if they'll have some references. Maybe the first Mario movie has these references, but I wonder if they'll have any references to Doki Doki Panic or something like that. It'd be so funny if at the start of Mario 2, Mario's playing the Nintendo game, playing the game Doki Doki Panic. That'd be a nice little nod.
Did you work closely with Trench?
Oh, he spent most of his time with Darling and all them. The inner circle. Not that I care.
Trench certainly had his favorites.
He did stop in occasionally to scowl and smoke. Did you know the Bureau has a no-smoking policy? It does. Just not for Trench. Still, he is the one who put aside funding for the Panopticon. The man did have vision.
How did you get this job?
Started as a junior agent because my uncle knew a guy. From there I got put on a desk until an accident left the containment sector severely understaffed. At which point I got bumped up to management. Put in a steady 8 hours a day for another 10 years and voila, supervisor.
I just picked up a gun. Or a gun picked me.
Hey there, Godfather Al. Welcome on in, I hope it's going well. Review also Legendary Pictures Street Fighter reboot. There hasn't been any progress or major news beyond the directors, but God knows it can't be as bad as The Legend of Chun-Li. Oh, what are you talking about, Ryu? That is a legendary Street Fighter movie. It's the best Street Fighter movie that they ever made. There's no better Street Fighter movie at all. You granted the 1994 Street Fighter movie is at least a guilty pleasure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's more like a parody in a way when you think about it, kinda. It's not supposed to be, but if you showed it to someone and you told them it was a parody and they hadn't seen it before, but they knew Street Fighter, then they might believe that it is actually a parody.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
Hey,
Change.
listen to this. Containment failure in Panopticon cell 69. Get it? 69.
I do not see what is humorous about an escaped paranatural entity originating from cell 69, sir.
But you just said it. Come on, you guys. It's funny.
The conversations that these two have, or their responses, are so damn funny because they're really, really
Better
annoyed.
not get blamed for this mess in the next performance review. I have a cat to feed.
They're annoyed at having to stand here all the time with him. You're at the very least an AU or Street Fighter, maybe not a good one, but at least a music. Exactly.
The Panopticon. Dylan's close. But that object of power might wreck this place before I find him.
Of course. Oh, good. I got a better health recovery one now. Plus 34. And this one is plus... Oh, no, hang on. I'm thinking of something different. No, hang on. Oh, that's... Yeah, so that's health recovery element per pickup that I've got, which is 24. And this one is 29. There we go. Confused myself there for a second. I've got two of those. Cool.
Something went wrong with the Bureau's plan to make Dylan the next director. Marshall made it sound like it was all Dylan's fault, but how much of it was what the Bureau did to him? I don't think she's telling me everything.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Sorry, Philip. We'll get to you another time.
That's the object of power. I need to cleanse it. Salvador, the head of security. His team didn't stand a chance against the Hiss. No one here does.
Gotta remember to use the shield more. I totally forgot. I was more focused on the damage I was dealing with the main target using the what's it fucking called? Jesus Christ, memory. What are you? The Pierce. Because I got the Pierce with some good damage on it when aiming. So I was more prioritizing that than thinking about, oh wait, I've got a shield to help protect myself when shit gets thrown at me. Ocelot's Anchor, Altered Item 11UE. The crew of the White Ocelot first encountered a strange spherical phenomenon while fishing in the Harbinger. Witnesses described it as a black sphere with faint light behind it. It hovered just off the bow of the ship. The crew Harbinger by throwing a tin bucket which disappeared into the sphere. Soon after, the vessel lost structural integrity. The ship's metal rusted and fell apart within minutes. As the ship sank, the sphere lowered into the water. A passing fishing vessel called the Harbinger rescued the 4 surviving crew. Agents were dispatched to the White Ocelot's last known coordinates, Harbinger, and began diving operations. On the ocean floor, the agents found the sphere. The ship was entirely destroyed except for its anchor. As agents lifted the anchor off the ocean floor, they noticed the sphere behaved in conjunction with the anchor, moving and stopping as one. Contact with the sphere was avoided, but handling the anchor proved harmless. The item was transported by the Harbinger to the U.S. port of Harbinger. Upon arriving in New York, it was brought into the Bureau via the Harbinger. Thanks for redeeming that Bane impression, Godfather L.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper, and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Thank you so very much for redeeming that quote from Pulp Fiction. Thank you, Godfather Al. That's awesome. Could you imagine Bane saying that to someone before he kills them? Hey there, Zereth. Thanks for redeeming the Arnie in Control. How's it going, Zereth? Welcome. Oh, thank you, Godfather. Yeah, it's fun. Salvador's ID. It should never have been accessible to low clearance staff in the first place. Lynn Salvador. X-ray light box. Object of power 18 PE. Containment procedure. No unique procedures needed. Description. Power utility. The object is a light box used to examine X-ray images. The image cannot be removed from the light box. The information on the image belongs to a patient named Harbinger. The object allows power utilitarians to forcefully seize an individual's Harbinger. The seized individual becomes Harbinger to the user. The effect lasts Harbinger. Once released, the seized Harbinger as a result of the psychic trauma. The object has no current binder. Background. A janitor named Harbinger found the object at St. Anne's Hospital in Harbinger. Soon, the building's occupants were Harbinger by him. The Bureau dispatched an emergency response team to Harbinger, the perpetrator, and Harbinger, the item. Fatalities numbered in the Harbinger. For operational details, see Case 26 HQ 452. Thanks, Zereth, for redeeming that. It belongs to Harbinger. It does, Zereth. Yeah, Harbinger the redeemed, the redemption, so that instead of saying redacted every time there's the black bars, I say his name.
Okay, dealt with the TV. Now I can find Dylan.
Remedy did such an amazing job with this game, and just like the visuals, the lighting, the design work, the just the execution of it all. It's definitely a great game in that respect as well. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what wacky and bizarre and awesome and cool designs they come up with for things in Control 2. Damn, I thought levitating behind that would protect me, but nope. Interesting. So I keep levitate, but it transports me back this way. Oh well.
you?
No! What's your guy's deal? Let me know when the hiss are gone. I miss my desk.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
Numerous cell breaches on every level. These hiss things are a bad influence on my collection.
Alright, what I want to actually do is backtrack a little. Alright, now that we have levitate, we can have some other skills. Alright, hang on. Collectibles. The Benikoff TV. Benikoff TV, object of power 7KE. No unique containment procedures required while bound. A CRT television built by Benikoff and Sons Electrics. The screen is still functional. The object can levitate itself off the ground to a maximum observed altitude of Harbinger. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to harness this effect for their own use. See report Harbinger for the results tested with prime candidate Harbinger. The object is currently bound by Harbinger. The object was first discovered in a local news story from Harbinger, Kansas. A figure had been seen Harbinger over buildings. The Bureau dispatched agents to the town, who discovered that a man named Harbinger had bound himself to the object. Mr. Harbinger was detained. See case 39 HQ 656, and the object was brought to the Bureau for study. Stan, let the object go, man. Just let it go. Come on. I'm going to backtrack and do this now that we can levitate. Harbinger, Stan, you blame Harbinger. Redacted. Redacted is Harbinger for this stream. Stan here is behind all this conspiracy. Exactly. Gotta watch out for conspiracy.
This is the safe room Wells showed me. The one with the altered item inside. Great. More clocks. Making more clocks?
Bloody fucking hell. Of course that would happen. Ah. Stan, this is some trippy stuff. It really is. Yeah, that's one of the great things about Control. Looking forward to see what they cook up in Control 2.
What the fuck is that? It's making more clocks? There. No wonder the Rangers had such a hard time with that one.
We got that done in a timely fashion. Stan, they should call it Control. Well, I hope they don't actually, because I think that kind of thing is a bit overdone. Tarlene, do you think we'll visit Ordinary in some sense? That would be interesting actually if there was like, now that Jesse is the director of the FBC, in a sequel, it'd be interesting to see if there's anything that she learns in present time that she thinks back on the past about, and we get to play that as like a kind of like prologue kind of thing. How do you think you'll download Control again? Hashtag thanks, Rod. It would seem that I am in control of which games you decide to play and get. Anchor procedures. Ocelot's Anchor, Altered Item 11UE. Blackrock paneling successfully prevents manifestation of the sphere. A Trotman-style anchor made of iron with a wooden stock. Surface is rusted in places. Weighs 3,789 pounds. The item generates a persistent blank sphere, the purpose of which is currently unknown. This sphere is always generated at a precise point in relation to the item, specifically Harbinger horizontal feet and Harbinger vertical feet from the Harbinger of the anchor. Appendix 425-1983. Harbinger, Ranger First Class, was dropped into the sphere wearing a diving suit with dedicated oxygen line at Harbinger AM EST. After 10 minutes and 13 seconds inside the sphere, Harbinger's oxygen line was cut at the sphere's border by an unseen force. All agents in the room during Harbinger's entry into the sphere experienced vomiting, vertigo, and loss of fingernails within an hour of one another. Ranger Harbinger has been declared missing in action, presumed dead. Abilities. The one I think I want to work towards is the multi-launch. So we'll then get launch damage increase. And that again. Then for this one we need 8 points. What I want to do is fast travel back to Emily and just see if she has anything different to say. I kind of want to time it so I'm ending the stream finishing the chapter with Dylan. So I just want to check to see if there's any dialogue with Emily.
Physical alterations in his corrupted organisms vary so wildly. What's the connection?
Analysis of His Threat Part 2. Researchers were sent to transcribe the recursive chant repeated by the Hiss entities. In the interest of safety, this was done with the non-aggressive floating Hiss entities. However, no distinction between this repeating phrase and the one repeated by the more violent Hiss entities has been observed. What is the purpose of this repeating string of words? Is this how the Hiss corrupts individuals? Does the chant produce a physical effect? Is it a message, an incantation? We were able to record a first-hand recitation of the chanting. See the corresponding audio record. Refer to the file Harbinger for full report.
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
I didn't. Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine. A researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the Hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
I visited the quarry. What's the plan for all that Blackrock?
The Bureau has used Blackrock almost exclusively for containment purposes. See, I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives.
Knives?
Yes, knives! So many combat applications. Slicing, stabbing, gouging. Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow. I did not expect that from her.
That's probably one of my favorite Emily speeches about using the Blackrock stuff to create, weaponry and stuff. Knives, stabbing weapons.
This place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here.
Right? This place is a fortress. And with him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the Hiss. I've been attempting to isolate and neutralize the Hiss resonance in blood samples, but no luck so far.
So you can't reverse it?
Not yet, but perhaps reversing it is too simple. See, if Hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the Hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration.
I wonder how often the phrase mad scientist is used around here. How is HRA production coming along?
Better than expected. We've already made enough to get people out of a couple safe rooms. They're here, alive, thanks to you. And we never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors.
You deserve thanks too, of course. We got this place up and running together, Emily.
Be right back in a moment. Alrighty then, I'm back.
I should be going. Enjoy your data.
Oh, I will. Lots to do.
I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My old ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Heptonstall, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find him for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay hiss. What's the deal with Blackrock?
Oh, fuck. Don't get me started on Blackrock. You know, ever since research found out that it blocks paranatural stuff, they have just been parading dangerous materials in and out of the fucking quarry. Fucking lab coats, man. Love making my job harder.
Sounds like there's some tension between departments.
Still, at least the quarry's got a good view of the night sky. You know, me and Salvador used to have after-work beers down there.
What do you know about Dr. Darling?
About as much as anybody, I guess. Head of research, loves to hear himself talk. All of those science types absolutely do. He's been acting a little bit psycho recently. Although HR told me not to use that word, so...
Everyone thinks finding Darling will lead us to the answers. But if he's completely lost it, then what help could he be? You're security, right? Do you work with Rangers?
Not often. Rangers are specially trained in threshold reconnaissance and ground zero AWE response. Security is more interested in the dangers inside the Bureau.
They must see some weird stuff out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, every week they are tackling things that were previously unknown to the human experience. Most Rangers, they retire due to cognitive collapse. I looked up the medical definition. Not fun.
How does the Bureau handle thresholds?
Handle might be a bit of an optimistic way to put it. Marshall sends her Rangers in to map them, check growth rates, locate epicenters, take samples, measure stuff, basically.
Sounds like he's done his homework.
Now, down in maintenance, thresholds are used just like any other tool. The lab coats mine Blackrock from one, maintenance siphons water from another. We use it for pretty much everything, except drinking.
Why don't you drink it? Do I even want to know?
Yeah, a lot of time we find these little chunks in it. It's pretty gross.
I didn't want to know.
Yeah, wouldn't want to drink that myself either.
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall? Marshall's a fucking badass. Rangers could not ask for a better leader. She's a little, you know, intense, but given the stuff she's seen, I'm not surprised. She does have a bad habit of disappearing, though.
Where does she go?
Last time she vanished, I did some digging into the security logs. I found camera footage of her entering the quarry. She was down there alone for days. Now, typically that's not allowed, but Marshall is kind of above the rules.
I wonder what she finds so interesting in the quarry. I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Maybe in the quarry she finds the Hag of Hackett Quarry, the Hag of Hackett's Quarry, the Hag of Hackett's Quarry.
This is Lynn Salvador, head of Bureau Security. I'm making a formal security order to
That was cool. I like that kind of music. America Overnight results. The America Overnight program. The America Overnight program has operated successfully for over Harbinger years. Originally designed to assist in providing disinformation to the naturally skeptical population of America, it has additionally led to the discovery of numerous AWEs and altered materials by allowing civilians to call in and report their experiences with the paranatural. In fact, America Overnight alerted the Bureau of Harbinger and Harbinger in its first year of operation alone. In this report, the investigation sector have catalogued and categorized each episode of America Overnight that has resulted in a successful Bureau investigation in order to help AWE occurrence analysis. The more Harbinger results of Night Springs have also been catalogued in a separate report. Refer to file Harbinger for full report. America Overnight is a great concept in this game that they introduce as well, of a radio station that has callers call about weird stuff, and some of it, is probably not useful for the FBC, but some of it can lead to discoveries and things. It really was Talion. Yeah, I should actually look at the soundtrack for this game and see if it's anywhere to be listened to outside of the game.
This is Lynn Salvador, head of Bureau Security. I'm making a formal security order due to the incident in April, case number 21HQ593. Improper use of the jukebox altered item led to 2 fatalities. We believe a pair of agents used the jukebox to travel to the quarry threshold and engage in inappropriate workplace behavior. An expedition team found them decomposing at the formation's base a week later. At least we found out the jukebox doesn't bring corpses back when the song ends. I'm having the jukebox placed in a secure location in the executive sector. It should never have been accessible to low-clearance staff in the first place. The new location's security and proximity to a high-traffic area will prevent misuse, while still allowing for expedition teams to access it when required. See me for any further details.
Talion, what's the location of the radio? It was in Central Executive. Oh, nice, Talion. So it's called Byproduct Constrain. Excellent. Cheers, Talion. That's good to know.
Hello? Is anyone there?
What are you doing in there?
Oh, thank God. Look, someone has to watch this object at all times, or it deviates. My shift replacement never showed up. Can you help me?
Damn. I can't, I'm sorry. There's an emergency. I'll come back, I promise.
Okay, just don't forget. I can't stare at this thing much longer.
Oh yeah, so you have to do this after Dylan's been found. That's fair enough. Tyler, in the comments on the YouTube video are quite funny. Everyone's saying how good the track is. Oh, that's good. Yeah, because sometimes there's music that's not in the official soundtrack, but it's, you know, unreleased in terms of, like, you know, outside of the game. He really does. Like, holy shit. And what timing for it to happen, too. Like, everything happening in the game. To have to happen when he's on that shift. Stop looking at me, Swan. Of course that would happen. Colin, you will always refuse fridge duty. Oh yeah. Definitely wouldn't want that, like... But imagine too, like... not being able to go to the toilet. I mean, you could, but you'd have to clean up the mess afterwards.
So close.
Hello? Can you hear me? Jesse. Are you there, Jesse?
Emily? He's gone. Dylan isn't here. He might be nearby. Or maybe the hiss got to him. I don't know.
Jesse, listen. Dylan's here. With us. He just walked in. He says he is giving himself up. He's been affected by the hiss, but he is different than the others. We must isolate him.
I'm on my way. We need to get back. I have to see my brother.
Talin, so many altered items that are actually terrifying if we ever encountered in real life. That is so true, and everyday items too. You know, not necessarily things that are unique to look at, you know, but a coffee cup that you see on a supermarket shelf to buy or something could be an altered item, you know. Dylan Faden observation. Dylan Faden daily observations. 9:30 a.m. breakfast is brought. 11:54 gets out of bed, uses toilet, returns to bed. 11:57 asks for television to be turned on. Staff do so. 12 p.m. lunch is brought. Breakfast is removed. 12:02 eats lunch. 2:38 uses toilet. 4:03 begins talking to self. Recording speech is not possible due to noise from television. 4:07 becomes upset, throws lunch tray at glass. 4:09 sedated. Crew clean the cell. Television is turned off. 6:12 comes to, asks for television to be turned on. Staff refuse. 6:16 sleeps. Television privileges were refused due to hostile behavior.
Alright, I won't take up too much of your time today, Dylan. Like I said, I want to talk about Jessie. What about her? I just want to get your perspective. What do you think of her? What kind of person is she? When I was little, back when I first got here to the store. What about family and friends? Were you close with anyone living outside of Ordinary?
I'm done with this. Tell Casper I want pizza for lunch today.
Alright, so we'll listen to that recording without other sounds and everything coming through.
Alright, I won't take up too much of your time today, Dylan. Like I said, I want to talk about Jessie, your sister.
What about her?
I just want to get your perspective. What do you think of her? What kind of person is she? That sort of thing.
I adored my sister. When I was little, I mean, back in Ordinary.
And you don't anymore?
When I first got here, sure. I'd always hoped she'd come too. Find me, to take me home. We went everywhere together. Why should this be any different? Casper said she could come too, to the Bureau, if she wanted to. But she never did.
Why do you think that is?
Because she didn't care about me. She always wanted to be out on her own, seeing the world. She always said so. I guess she got what she wanted.
Great. So, she wanted to see the world. Did she ever mention any place in particular?
Why?
We like to ask questions around here, you know that. Any particular cities, towns, landmarks, anything like that?
I don't remember.
What about family friends? Were you close with anyone living outside of Ordinary?
I'm done with this. Tell Casper I want pizza for lunch today.
Dylan, wait. We're not... End of session.
Actually, I might do this another time, this fridge duty one. Let's just stick to this. I'll be doing another stream after my break anyway, so definitely be able to do that then.
Hey, I put extra security on your brother. No offense, but that dude is the scariest motherfucker I have ever laid eyes on. Like I said, though, no offense.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Did you hear that the Hiss prisoner they captured is the director's brother?
Brother? And she brought him here? She's gonna get us all killed.
What if she's working with the Hiss? Isn't it strange she showed up just when they did?
Jesse's like, are you talking about me? Are you threatening me?
The resonance emitted from the HRAs is purely antithetical to every variant of the Hiss signal I can arrange. But how did Darling create it?
Analysis of Hiss Threat Part 3. If we understand the Hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be differences if the incarnation were recited in a different language? The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the Hiss are referring to? Does the Hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-Hiss life, wants to join it? To be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the Hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? There is clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Refer to Harbinger for full report.
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here. But am I too late? How is he? I need to know.
He's clearly been affected by the Hiss, but it's different than any other manifestation we've recorded. Maybe what makes you so special is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests. He seems more in control, more present.
I want to see him. My brother. Or is he?
Of course. Now, Marshall set up an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
Analysis of the Hiss Threat Part 4. To examine the invasion's timeline of events for possible patterns in Hiss behavior. Establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of the lack of reliable communication between Bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate Ground Zero of the invasion is located within the executive sector. Once it becomes possible to interview surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer. How did the Hiss get past the internal lockdown? How does Hiss resonance advance through space, deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal, the outside world, a cross-dimensional destination? Refer to Harbinger for full report.
Oh, God, did she have to write everything? Made up gibberish code. Fucking Marshall with her CIA spy shit. God.
Marshall abandons us. I'm sick of no one telling us what's going on.
Information's always been on a need-to-know basis.
Well, I need to fucking know. I'm an upper-level executive, damn it.
Marshall didn't give me any orders before she left. Guess I'll just keep managing inventory.
HRA production. They're already getting other survivors out of safe rooms.
Great. Maybe I can get back to my office soon. I miss having a door to close on people.
I think you're gonna have to endure the inconvenience a little longer.
Marshall orders us to just sit on our asses and then leaves? What's the deal?
She must have her reasons. She's probably out doing some recon.
Then she should have taken us with her. I need some action, goddammit! What do you know about this Arish guy?
I heard some rangers saying he saved the night. They were attacked.
Through time, the thunder's home distorts you. Happiness comes, you are a worm through time. The thunder's home distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror inverted is made right. Leave your insides by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been a new you. You want this to be true. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. Through time, the thunder's home distorts you. Happiness comes, white. You are a worm through time.
Shit.
The thunder's home distorts you.
That's
Happiness
Dylan.
comes, white pearls,
Can
but
you
yellow
hear
and
me?
red in the eye.
Oh, come on, Dylan. I'm here. I found you.
Into the wet. You've always been a new you. You want this to be true.
Do you know who I am? Oh, you know me. Say it.
You are Dylan Faden's sister.
He's talking in the third person. Always a good sign. Do you know who you are?
Not Dylan. Trench and Darling made sure of that. I'm P6. P6. But I'm better now. The hiss made me better. Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this
Can you
to
stop
be
that?
true.
Please. Not exactly the reunion I'd hoped for.
It feels good to say those words. I want to say them. They sound good. They make me feel good. Don't you want to say them too?
No. Fuck off, no. You need to help me get this thing out of his head. If he is still in there, if there is anything left, you have to help me.
You came in through the hole in you. We let you in. You've always been here. The only truth. A copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Stop it!
Orange peel.
Shit. Shit. He can see you. This is not safe.
We found Polaris together with my sister when we were very small, in Ordinary, in the desert, through the door opened up by the slide projector. But she didn't help when Trench took me away. She didn't give me any powers. All the powers are my own powers. She didn't help when they locked me up for years.
After the song time for applause, we build you till nothing remains. The egg cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home.
The Bureau brought the slide projector back here with me. And the Bureau did what the Bureau does. They used it. And they found... They opened the door up to the hiss. That's the only thing I can thank them for.
There. There it is. We stopped the Altered World event in Ordinary when we shut down the slide projector. And now the projector's here.
An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, 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 yeah. Just plastic. So safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny.
I welcomed the hiss. I let it in. To get rid of her. The hiss set me free. Polaris is using you. The Bureau is using you. You are a puppet.
You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
If we shut off the slide projector, maybe that will stop the hiss.
Your regulations.
Maybe it's not too late for my brother.
You must see the truth for yourself, Jesse. Sister. The horrible truth about the Bureau. The hiss is the better option. Go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector. I have the keycard to get you there. Salvador wanted me to have it.
Wanted? Bullshit. I saw what the hiss did to Salvador. What it turned him into. Okay, Dylan. I'll go. I want to see the truth for myself. I'll go. But only to look for the slide projector. You can help me. We can end this.
You are a worm through time. You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes. White burns, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. You are a worm through time.
I don't know when a checkpoint would have been made, but this is where I'm going to end this first stream for my Tuesday. I'm going to take a break. And it's going to be a long one, so it'll be about 1 hour. And when I come back off the break, I'll be doing my second stream for my Tuesday, and it'll be this game again, and we're going to continue on with the story. I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. The game's crashed. Has it? Jesus Christ. I've had so many game crashes lately. I thought the game crashed there for a moment. Before I go, I'd just like to Okay, Stream Elements isn't working. Stream Elements. What the hell? Jeez, I don't know. Okay, so I'd like to highly recommend people check out Mr. Gote. He's been doing Mortal Kombat 11. He's also a fan of games like Hunt Showdown, and he's also a fan of the Dead Space series as well. And he's a great streamer, also a fan of games like Outlast as well. And would like to highly recommend people check out Tylian as well. Tylian plays a lot of third-person action-adventure games along the lines of Control, as well as Alan Wake, but also Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, as well as Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, so this is why Twitch and its shout-out function is dumb. You have to wait like over a minute before you can give a shout-out to someone else. And with Stream Elements being a pain, I don't know why it's not working, but I'll just have to disconnect Stream Elements and then reconnect it. But in any case, highly recommend checking out Mr. Gote and Tylian's channel as well. I'll be back in 1 hour with more Control.